What ship did you go on as a third mate?
I went on the Celeria, and she was running between Glasgow and Montreal in summer, in Glasgow and Halifax and St. John in winter. It was a monthly voyage, and we had about 4 ships on it, so we had a weekly crossing with the 4 ships. And the Celeria was under the command of Captain Bully Rankin, who was the Commodore Captain of the Donaldson line. Oh, real old battle axe, you know, a real tyrant. I joined this ship, and Bully Rankin is there. And you know, the North Atlantic run, peacetime or wartime, is a hell of a run. The weather is constantly bad. And then in certain times of the year, you got icebergs and ice. You know, it's not an easy job.
And what size ship was this?
Oh, she was about 7,000 ton. Good sized cargo ship. On a regular run, 12 knots, which was usual for the time.
And what length?
She'd be 400 feet.
Yeah.
She was a fair-sized boat. Quite well-found ships. Donaldson Line had good ships. And they were a good company. In fact, they had a very good reputation. And we started out on this thing anyway. But old Bully, he was a terrible man. You couldn't do anything to please him, you know. I remember going down this coast and I was scared to call him. I didn't really know how to get to Montreal. So the courses had been given me, so I just steered the courses, kept a good lookout to make sure that there was no ships being in the way. And around about 11 o'clock that night, I got a light flashing, Plata Island light, you know. There she is, right where she should be. And I ran up and got a bearing of it, and just about then, Bully comes up. He was half cut, you know, he used to like the scotch. He was sitting down there enjoying his scotch. But he knew, well, he'd been so many times doing this, all his life on the North Atlantic.
How old would someone like that be, Dan?
70.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in those days.
Holy macaroni.
They didn't have any retirement age.
No, that's right.
Just when you dropped, that was it.
Oh, God.
So, and he came of a very wealthy family. They were Rankin and Boland, a company of, what's the name of it?
Rankin and
Kilmarnock. And they were a soft drink company.
Oh, yeah.
Big one, the biggest one in Scotland.
Oh.
And his brother
Orangeade.
was the
So he couldn't
High
have retired.
Commissioner to Australia for Britain.
Holy mackerel.
And he used to dress beautifully. You
Yeah?
know,
Bully?
Bully, yeah.
Huh?
You'd have Homburg and velvet lapels on his overcoats.
Oh, really?
And he was, you know, really like out of a bandbox all the time. Good-looking man. And, but florid face, gray, white hair, lots of it. And I guess you could say he was a good-looking old man, you know.
For a drunk.
Anyway, but he used to do things like, he'd come up and he'd look out, it's foggy as hell, and he'd say, He didn't say anything to you. He'd grunt, you know, something like that, to the third mate. He might speak to the second mate and the chief mate, but not to the third mate. And come up and he'd say, and I said, well, it's clearing overhead, sir. And he'd say, we aren't going that way, mister. Oh, it puts you in your place
Like
very
right
quickly.
away,
You know?
yeah.
Don't you say anything when I'm up here. So anyway, we went very along. And you know, he was the Commodore Captain of the Donaldson Line. And the Donaldson Line was the longest serving company on that run, the North Atlantic run to Montreal. And all the other ships, big passenger ships, Cunarders, everybody, we'd meet them at sea, and Bully would say, don't dip your ensign to them. They did to me.
Oh.
And all the big ships, like the Empress of Britain, 40,000 tons, you know. All the Cunarders and the Empresses, all the big ships would always lower their heads to bully as a salute, you know.
And they knew he was skippering it?
Yeah. And this went on. It'd be going on for years.
How did Bully meet his end?
Well, it was winter time, and we didn't go up to Montreal because all of the ice. In those days, you couldn't get to Montreal because of the ice.
Yeah.
Nowadays, they have big icebreakers and they keep it open. But we got into Halifax and unloaded some cargo for Halifax. And then we slid, and he used to walk around he had a bridge deck, his own deck. And he would walk around there in a beautiful dressing gown.
These are like the Hugh Hefner of the high seas.
I like that, it rhymes.
Mr. Daphne, Mr. Dapper.
Yeah, well, he would
Dapper
walk
Bully.
around,
Yes,
and you know, it would be freezing. It'd be 20 below, and the wind would be whistling in there, and old Bully would be standing there with his pipe, you know,
His paisley
looking
gown.
out over the harbor.
There's
one
a
thing
Hugh
and another.
Hefner. This pipe.
And finally, we sailed, and we went around to St. John, which is about 300 miles, and got into St. John the next day in New Brunswick, tied up, and the next thing you know, they whipped Bully off to hospital
Oh no.
in St. John. So he didn't come back for a couple of days went by, and he was still there, and he died there. Then I left the ship. A job came up aboard one of the Vancouver ships. Suited me, you know. I wanted to get home anyway. I've been away about 2.5 years, and
Which line?
same line,
Oh, same line,
company.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
How
It was-
long were you with the Donaldson line? A long time?
Oh, about 7 years. Not very long.
That's
Well,
pretty
then the
good
war
nice.
broke. Were you with them when the war broke out?
Yeah, but I left soon after.